Once upon a time, a beautiful golden statue of the beautiful smiling prince stood in the center of the town. It was covered with gold leaves, red ruby on his sword, and blue sapphires in his eyes. Everyone who ever saw the happy prince fell in love with it. One day, a swallow came near the prince to take some rest. When the swallow was about to sleep, a large drop of water fell on him. The swallow told, "What? Where did this come from?" When the sparrow was about to sleep, a large drop of water fell on him again. When the swallow looked up, the prince was crying. The swallow asked, "Who are you and why are you crying?" The happy prince told, "I can see a woman whose fingers are red from endless stitching. Her baby is sick with fever and crying for oranges." The prince told, "Can you please give my ruby to that woman?" The swallow told, "If I go to the woman's house, I won't be able to reach Egypt tomorrow." The prince told, "Please." The swallow thought for a while and said, "Okay." So the swallow took the ruby from the prince's sword and flew towards the woman's house. By the time he reached the woman's house, the woman was sleeping. So the swallow kept the ruby on the table. When he went back, the prince was crying again. The swallow told, "Why are you crying again?" The prince replied, "I can see a hard man working with despair. He is a writer and he has no food to eat. Oh no, I have no ruby to give him now. But my eyes are made up of sapphire. Take one of my eyes." So the swallow plucked out the prince's eye. By the time he reached there, the writer was sleeping. So the kind swallow put the sapphire on the writer's desk and went back to the prince. The prince was crying again. The swallow asked, "Why are you crying again?" The prince told, "In the square, I can see a match girl crying because her matchsticks were fallen." So the swallow plucked out the prince's other eye and gave it to the girl. The girl became very happy, and the prince told, "Now I can go to the Egypt." But the swallow told, "I will stay here and become your eyes." Every day he would fly over the city. The prince would then tell the swallow to pluck out gold leaf from his body and give it to poor people of his city. After some months, the winter season started and the weather kept getting chillier. The swallow knew that he will not survive the season much longer. He told the prince, "My friend, it's time for me to go." "Finally, you're going to Egypt?" "Not Egypt, but towards death. I will once again be sad without you." The swallow kissed the princess and died. Suddenly, there was a loud sound like a crack. It was the sound of breaking the princess' lead heart. The next morning, the mayor of the city crossed the statue and said, "What an ugly statue! It has a dead bird in its feet too. Break it down immediately and put my statue instead." When they broke the princess' statue, they found the princess' heart and threw them into the bin. That's when the god said to his angels, "Bring me the most precious two things in the world." And they took dead swallow and the princess' broken heart. The god said, "Well chosen. From now, the swallow will sing in my heaven and the prince will praise in my ways."